Hello and welcome to the mill. I am your host, Dusty Crane, and I wanted to clear the air a little bit. There's been some miscommunication about some Stonemaier related things, and I kind of wanted to address them because they've become kind of a big issue lately. I guess it depends on what your definition of big issue is, because there's a lot of big issues going on, but this maybe doesn't qualify in our space, right? Board gaming, Stonemaier stuff, it's a big issue. So I kind of wanted to talk about, some of the news we're seeing about Wingspan being available on Amazon. Now, I know that this is kind of a strange conversation to have, really, because there's all kinds of people have all kinds of opinions on where you buy your games or who you're buying them from and why. And there's a misconception. I keep seeing people angry about the fact that Stonemaier is selling their games to Amazon when people can't get a copy. And so I wanted to talk about that a little bit, because there's, again, a misconception or a misunderstanding about the way things work. So, as you may have heard, Wingspan was on sale on Amazon just a couple of days ago for like $55, so MSRP, more or less. And some people got copies, some people didn't, and some people were irritated that their friendly local game store had none. Or on BGG, somebody who owns a friendly local game store was upset that his customers could buy it on Amazon but couldn't buy it from his store. And so he was angry that Jamie or Stonemaier Games was selling games to Amazon. And so I just wanted to kind of explain my understanding of how this actually works, because it's not true that Stonemaier Games is selling games to Amazon. It's not. As far as I know, there's only two people that Stonemaier Games sells games to, and that's distributors and direct sales directly to their customers. They don't have alternative storefronts where they undercut themselves and sell for cheaper on Amazon and sell for MSRP on their website. It doesn't happen. And so that's the first misconception. Even though it says, here's Wingspan, and it says for sale, or it says Stonemaier Games under it, it's just listing the publisher. And so, yes, Amazon is getting copies of Wingspan, but it's getting it through distributors. Like I mentioned, Stonemaier Games sells to distributors. And so there is a distributor or two, I don't know, at least one, that is getting their copies of games. Right now, it's the second print run. It's getting those second print run copies that went out to everybody, at all the distributors at the same time, in North America anyway. And that distributor decided that they were going to sell copies through Amazon. And I guess that's their choice. Jamie or Stonemaier Games can't directly tell them who they can and can't sell to. Their job is, Jamie's job as the publisher, is just to make these copies available to the distributors, and how they handle business is their business. Now, I think there's an argument to be made for Jamie could then in turn not sell to that distributor, but here's why I don't think that's a good idea, because not only is Stonemaier Games kind of, shooting themselves in the foot there by not selling their games, but also this distributor, as far as I know, probably doesn't just sell to Amazon. They probably sell to other friendly local game stores. So if Jamie said, hey, guess what? You don't get copies of Stonemaier Games anymore, that's going to hurt a lot of people, more than just, Amazon's not going to hurt for it. The distributor is probably going to hurt a little bit because they no longer have Stonemaier Games, but the people that really are going to be hurt by it are the friendly local game stores and Stonemaier Games themselves. So I don't fault Jamie for doing this, for making this, making the games available to this distributor. And even though, he can say, come on guys, please make it available to the friendly local game stores first, and then, if you have any remaining stock, sell to Amazon, but he can't really enforce it. So, I mean, that's one piece of misinformation I've seen out there. You see Wingspan on Amazon, you see Stonemaier Games listed as the, created by or whatever, but notice it says for sale and sold by Amazon, or for sale and sold by, or some combination of those words anyway, but then it shows like a game company, or a friendly local game store that sells online. So It's not Stonemaier directly. So that's the first piece of misinformation that's been floating around there. And I just kind of wanted to talk about it because, I mean, I know people have opinions, and I'd love to know what you guys think in the comments. Would you like to see Stonemaier Games say, hey, distributor, you don't get to sell our stuff anymore? And do you worry about who that might hurt? Or is it just a big enough deal to you that you're like, no, the only way to stop this is to cut ties? I'd like to hear your thoughts and your comments below. But just the bottom line, what I really wanted to communicate while I was out and about today was Stonemaier Games does not sell to Amazon. If you see anybody saying, oh, sure, Stonemaier Games is selling Wingspan through Amazon, it's not true. The distributors, yes. Other game stores that got copies, yes. Stonemaier Games, no. So that's the first piece of misinformation I wanted to address. The second thing I wanted to talk about is kind of more like, it's less a big topic of conversation and more just an FYI. I know that watching, the BGG forums or watching the Facebook groups, there are people that say, hey, I would have pre-ordered Wingspan, but it was only for champions. And I just want to also put that out there. That's not true. Anybody can buy any Stonemaier game in that pre-order window if they want to. There's what Jamie's been doing is recently is having a pre-order, and it's a very limited window because the remaining stock goes to distributors. And so for a very limited window, like a week, a few days, I don't think it's a 2 anymore. I think it's just like 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, whatever the case may be. He sells it directly to us, the fans, and you can be a champion and you get, the benefit of like, free shipping in the United States and discounted shipping worldwide. But the champion program is really just about kind of giving back to Jamie and saying, hey, thank you for all of these YouTube videos, for all of these blog posts, for all of this Kickstarter information that you make available for these daily blog posts, or, the few times weekly. I mean, I think Jamie blogs daily, but like some of it's his personal blog, some of it's Stonemaier, some of it's Kickstarter, but like he creates a ton of content, and really the Champions program is just a way of saying thank you and kind of helping incentivize that. Not that he needs it, but like kind of it's a thank you, really. I mean, that's what it is. And then if we want to contribute to that, then we get these bonuses like, like the free shipping. But in terms of like that pre-order window, anyone can do it. Your grandma who's not a Stonemaier champion, she can order it. Your neighbor, if your neighbor happens to be one of those people that their dog got a credit card, Rover can order the game. Anyone can order during that pre-order window. So if you see a Stonemaier title that's coming up for pre-order and you're not a champion and you're not interested in the champion program, you can still pre-order that game, and I would recommend you doing so. This is actually kind of a nice segue into what's the next thing we can buy. And this was actually something that came up in last week's, or actually, yeah, it's last week now because it already happened, right? Wednesdays, Facebook live stream. Jamie does those right around 11:30. It's 11 Eastern anyway. And he just mentioned, someone, asked him about the Scythe modular board. And I don't know, nothing's really been officially announced. I know Jamie has mentioned that he got his early release copies or the production copies, like whatever it is, it's the official, came off the production line. It's not like the pre-production copies. It's kind of like the early review copies kind of deal. He finally got a copy of that, and he was talking about he had a chance to play with that. But he also told somebody in the Facebook live stream that that will be the next Stonemaier thing available for sale. That's the next release. So the Scythe modular board is coming. It's available. It's going to be available soon was what Jamie had said, but he did for sure put the flag in the sand and say, is that what it is? Is it flag in the sand? He staked his claim and said that that is the next Stonemaier release. So we have that to look forward to. Then there was another little piece of information that I almost wasn't sure that I wanted to mention to you guys, because technically it was something that went out in a Stonemaier, I think it was the ambassador email, but it could have been the champion email. In any case, it wasn't meant to necessarily go public, but Jamie did bring it up and talk about it in the live stream, so I feel comfortable bringing it up to you guys. In this email just a week ago, maybe it was even less than a week ago, Jamie had said, if you want to forecast your purchases, if you're one of those people that budget your game purchases and you want to know what we have coming in terms of price tag, then you should budget. He said we have 3 releases coming this year, and this is give and take. I'm sure there could be surprises, you know, something could fall in their lap, but like, let's say there's 3 more releases this year. I'm going to assume one Scythe modular board. I think one of them is the Wingspan expansion, and I'm kind of going by that little graphic that shows up in the emails if you're in the newsletter. And then the third one, I want to say, is one of the code names, but I can't remember which. I don't know if it was Clay or if it was, I don't think it was his open world. I think that one's a little further away, but I think those will be the 3 titles. And he said, if you want to budget for that, you're looking at about $120. That's US dollars. So yeah, I guess what we'll kind of learn from this, right, is that we'll have to see how much the Scythe modular board costs, and then, you know, kind of work our way backwards, and then guess what a Wingspan expansion might cost, and then talk about maybe what that final game of the year might be, and how much that might run us. But I mean, it gives us a pretty good idea of what to expect from Stonemaier this year. And I'm excited about it. I know I'm excited for some more Wingspan. I know I'm excited for more Scythe. I'm excited for, you know, whatever this next Stonemaier game is, because I think it's a Jamie game. I think it's a Jamie Stegmaier designed game. I hope so. It's been a little while since we had one of those, and I'm real eager to see what he's cooking up next. So, yeah, I mean, you know what? I guess it could also be a My Little Scythe. I don't know. Whether or not Jamie considers the Scythe modular board an expansion, a game, or just an accessory, I don't know how that actually figures into that 120, but that's what we got this week. I would love to hear your thoughts on the whole, you know, is Stonemaier selling to Amazon, and how you think that could be addressed, if there's really anything more that can be done. I'd like to know if you are, I mean, you got to be looking forward to the Scythe modular board, right? I mean, you're a Stonemaier fan. That's the biggest title from Stonemaier, to be sure. At least right now, I think Wingspan could maybe give it a run for its money. We'll see. But yeah, that's what I have for you this week. I'm going to get out of my car because I'm parked and it's warming up. But it's still kind of cool here in Michigan, so no worries. But yeah, I just wanted to talk to you guys for a minute, and, you know, thanks for humoring me in my car. But, you know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do to get jobs done. So yeah, leave me a comment below on any of the topics we talked about here, or, you know, make a recommendation for another one. That's all I have for you this week. I hope you guys are good to each other. I hope you have a great week, and I'll talk to you again next week. Bye.